Hi everyone, Valerie here for Crafts from Our Hearts. Today's craft from my heart is going to be this pretty, looks like a quilt block card for my friends. Now, the die I used is this dotted square frame set background die that I got from Amazon a few months ago, and unbelievably, it was under $10 because it's very substantial, so I'm very happy with it. This is what it looks like when you put it through the die machine. I cut out two to make it a little more substantial. And I will also be using this Happy Valentine's Day script from Pretty Pink Posh. And it looks like this. I've already die cut this also. And I will be needing another layer on top of the card. As you can see, for the background, I put dotted Swiss here. And so I used the Cuttlebug Swiss Dots die. And so I'm just going to run that through the die machine. Okay, and here's the embossing folder, and it's done. And a little later I'll show you that I will cut it out to size. The paper that I used is from this paper pad. It came from a store, I believe, that's out of business now, AC Moore. And they used to have racks of 6x6 at great prices after Christmas. So you can see I got this for $2. And they had some good papers in here because these blocks are very small. They're 1 by 1, it looks like. So you need a small, tight print like this. I used this one. And they also had a page of cut-aparts. And I was able to use the cut-aparts, as you can see, in different places, and it gave it a little more interest. Okay, so now I've cut out some blocks, and believe it or not, the most time-consuming part of this whole thing was trying to figure out where to put each of these blocks to make it look nice. So now I have it set up over here, and we'll get started. First thing I'm going to do, though, is cut down the dotted Swiss to size. Now, this will be an A2 card, so A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so let me cut this to 5 1/2, and this to 4 1/4. And you might have seen that I did a little smidge over. Smidge, that's a technical term in card making. And then we have the actual card itself, which is here. I make 5x7 cards to have on hand from my 110-pound card stock. I buy a big pack of Staples card stock, and I make 5x7 cards because that's mostly what I use. But since we're doing an A2, I'm going to cut this down a smidge again over the 5 1/2. And a little smidge again over the 4 1/4. Okay, that way when I paste everything on, I'm sure it will fit. Now, this die, as you can see, is not quite an A2 card, and so that's why I did the dotted Swiss as a background, because I think it gave it more interest. Now, when I go to paste on the blocks, it would be a little hard on this bumpy surface, so I cut out a piece of copy paper, and I cut it out 3 7/8 by 5, and that will go right like this behind here, and then we'll put it on and we'll glue everything. So let's get started. I'll move this out of the way. I'll get a piece of paper to start gluing on. Alright. Let's see. It's a cold January day here. I feel like it's 25. That might not sound like too cold for some people for where they live, but for us, I think it sounds cold. Alright, so let's just first paste these two die cuts together like this, and you can tell that there's a back and a front. The back is rather flat and the front is nice and smooth. There we go. All right. So, a little glue coming out, but that's okay. This is our glitter glue and it dries clear. All right, next step is I'm going to put this smooth background on here like this. Like that. So I'm just going to put a little glue. I don't have to put too much glue because this is going to get sandwiched in with the dotted Swiss. I just need something to hold it steady while I put I'm going to call them my quilt blocks on. Let's see. Like that. Okay. Now I can start. I'm going to use this Elmer's glue purple roll-on like this. There we go. And excuse me while I get a little tissue with my hands. And the next one. So I place these in the order in which I think they'll look the best. Okay. I don't know if any of you sew, but I admire people that make quilts. And so I really like this look of a quilt block. My sister-in-law is a wonderful quilt maker. It's a hobby of hers. And she has made quilts for me and my sons and my mom and dad, my brother. She's a great sewer. Or do they call sewers sewists now, I think. I don't even think they use the word sewer anymore. It's called sewist. Okay, I'm getting there. Last row, if I can get this up. Look how pretty that looks already. It's not a vibrant, shiny paper pad, but I like it. I think it goes perfectly with this type of card, this quilt block card. Okay, now next thing is I'm going to paste it onto our dotted Swiss, and what I'll use is the double-sided tape carefully, because copy paper is very thin and I don't want to rip it. And I might just do a little bit over here. You know what? I'm actually going to do a little bit more here on the edge. Make sure I have the edges so it doesn't pop up. And I'm using the dotted Swiss row almost like a ruler. Let's see. Let's see. Both on the top and on the sides. I'll use it. Whoop. Having a little trouble here. Sometimes when you want to get things too perfect, it makes it worse. Okay, now I think we have a little problem with this square. And what I will do is just give it a little glue right there. Apparently that square is not quite filling up the white background, but I'm going to leave it. Or what I could do is put another square on top like this. There we go. And I think that's what I will do, because I don't want to see the white. It just doesn't look very neat. So let's see how this is. There we go. All fixed. Excellent. Well done. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is paste on the sentiment, Happy Valentine's Day. And what I will do is use the white lines here as a guide. Put it on like this. Makes it a lot easier when you have a little bit of a guide. Okay, so now I have shiny foil paper, and I tried that. I tried cutting it out and putting it here, but it just didn't look good because this is not the type of paper that I think would look good with a foil sentiment. So I know it's not that easy to see, but I think this looks the best. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing this on. Have you started making your Valentine's cards yet? I'm a little ahead of where I was last year, which is good. Of course, for Valentine's Day, don't send out, the number of cards like we do for Christmas, because I just send it to my girlfriends and, some cousins, my mom, most important, and of course my husband. There we go. But these are the kinds of cards that I'm sending out to the girls. There we go. There we go. And let me see, get that lined up with the white there. Okay, now we'll do Valentine's sentiment. Right now my son is out walking the dog, and so hopefully we can be done before they get back, and we have my dog asking me for more bones. It's hard to say no to her. She's 13, well, she will be 13 years old in a few weeks, so how can you say no? All right, we're getting there. That looks pretty. It's good with the wet art glitter glue because it doesn't adhere immediately. It gives you a little time to move things around. Now we'll get the last word. There we go. There we go. And I'll use this to press it down. Okay. All right. Now the next thing is to adhere this to our card, or our A2 card, and again I will use the tape runner. Try and get the edge here. And if it starts to come up a little bit, what I will do is just take the glue and just put a little bit in. Okay. Let's see. Whoop. I don't think that's quite on right. Let's see. It's hanging off on the side a little. Okay. And we're done. And so now we have 3 of these. I think my girlfriends are going to really like them. I like them. I think they're so cute. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And we'll see you next time. Bye.